What if I told you there is a mindset that makes a man almost impossible to defeat? A mindset where rejection doesn't shake you, criticism doesn't control you, and chaos around you never disturbs your inner peace. This mindset has existed for over 2,000 years, and the men who practiced it, Roman emperors, philosophers, and warriors, became mentally unbreakable. It's called Stoicism, and today you'll learn how it can make you undefeatable. Most people believe strength comes from physical power, money, or status. But Stoic philosophers believed something very different. They believed the strongest person in the world is the one who has mastered their own mind. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, ruled the Roman Empire. Yet he constantly reminded himself of a simple truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. In other words, your real strength comes from how you respond to life. And once you understand this, you become extremely difficult to defeat. Let's explore 7 Stoic principles that make a man mentally unbreakable. 1. Control what you can control. The first rule of Stoicism is simple, yet incredibly powerful. Focus only on what you can control. Many of life's frustrations come from trying to control things that were never ours to control in the first place. People often waste energy worrying about how others see them, whether someone likes them, or whether life unfolds exactly the way they planned. But the truth is, these things are largely outside our influence. What you can control is far more important. You can control your mindset, your actions, your discipline, and how you respond to the events around you. This is where real power lies. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that freedom begins the moment you stop fighting what you cannot control. When you shift your focus inward toward your choices, habits, and character, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own life. Most people suffer because they constantly worry about things beyond their control. A Stoic learns to let those things go and focuses only on mastering himself. 2. Train yourself to remain calm. Emotional reactions are one of the biggest weaknesses a person can have if they are not controlled. Think about how many conflicts in life begin because of anger, impulsive decisions, or wounded pride. A single emotional reaction can destroy relationships, opportunities, and years of progress in just a few seconds. Stoicism teaches the power of calmness. Instead of reacting immediately, a Stoic learns to pause, observe, and respond with clarity. When someone insults you, when something goes wrong, or when life suddenly throws obstacles in your path, your ability to remain calm becomes your greatest advantage. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius practiced this discipline every day. He constantly reminded himself that external events are not the problem, our reactions to them are. Because the calmest person in the room is often the most in control, and the one who controls himself is often the most powerful person there. 3. Expect hardship. Many people suffer not because life is hard, but because they expected it to be easy. When difficulties appear, financial struggles, rejection, failure, or unexpected setbacks, they feel shocked and overwhelmed. The pain becomes greater because reality did not match their expectations. Stoic philosophy teaches a different approach. Expect hardship. Not in a pessimistic way, but in a realistic and mentally strengthening way. The Stoics practiced something called negative visualization, mentally imagining potential challenges before they happen. The Stoic philosopher Seneca often advised people to rehearse adversity in their minds. By imagining obstacles ahead of time, you remove the element of surprise and fear. Because when hardship finally arrives, and it always does, you are not mentally unprepared. Your mind has already rehearsed the possibility, and a prepared mind is always stronger than a surprised one. When you expect challenges, you face them with calmness, resilience, and the confidence that you can endure whatever life brings. 4. Stop seeking validation. One of the fastest ways to lose power in life is to depend on other people's approval. When your confidence rises and falls based on what others think of you, you give them control over your emotional state. Unfortunately, modern culture, especially social media, has made this problem even worse. Many people now measure their self-worth through likes, compliments, and online acceptance. But Stoic philosophy teaches a very different perspective. The Stoics believed that your value should never come from external validation. It must come from your character, your discipline, and the way you choose to act in the world. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that the opinions of others are outside our control and therefore should not define our sense of worth. When a man stops chasing approval, something powerful happens. His actions become more authentic, his confidence becomes more stable, and his presence becomes stronger. And ironically, when you no longer seek approval, people often begin to respect you far more. 5. Turn obstacles into strength. Stoicism teaches a powerful idea. The obstacle is the way. What seems like a problem at first is often the very thing that helps you grow stronger. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers that stop your progress, Stoic philosophy encourages you to view them as opportunities for growth and improvement. Every difficulty carries a hidden lesson. Rejection builds resilience. Failure builds wisdom. Hardship builds discipline and mental toughness. The struggles you face today often become the very experiences that prepare you for greater success tomorrow. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius believed obstacles were not enemies to avoid, but training grounds for developing a stronger character. When life becomes difficult, the Stoic mindset asks a different question. What can this teach me? Because the truth is simple, the more adversity you face and overcome, the stronger, wiser, and more disciplined you become. Challenges don't destroy strong people, they refine them. 6. Master your desires. Many people believe freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want, but the Stoics believed the opposite. To them, real freedom comes from self-discipline. If a person cannot control their impulses, their anger, or their endless desires, then they are not truly free. They are being controlled by those urges. Think about it. If you cannot resist distractions, if you constantly chase short-term pleasure, or if your emotions dictate your actions, then something outside of you is always in charge. Stoic philosophy teaches that true strength comes from restraint. It comes from the ability to pause, think clearly, and choose long-term growth over temporary satisfaction. The Stoic teacher Epictetus often emphasized that the person who masters himself gains the greatest form of power. Because when a man learns to control his desires, his emotions, and his reactions, he becomes grounded, disciplined, and extremely difficult to manipulate. 7. Build inner peace. At the core of Stoicism lies one ultimate goal: inner peace. Not the fragile kind of peace that only exists when everything in life is going perfectly, but a deeper kind of calm that remains even when life becomes chaotic and unpredictable. A Stoic man understands that life will always contain loss, disappointment, and uncertainty. No matter how carefully you plan or how disciplined you are, difficult moments will eventually appear. But Stoicism teaches that these events do not have to control your mind or destroy your stability. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that external events cannot harm the mind unless we allow them to. True peace comes from within, from mastering your thoughts, accepting reality, and responding with wisdom rather than panic. When a man builds this inner foundation, he becomes emotionally steady. Situations may change, people may come and go, and life may become uncertain, but his mind remains calm, grounded, and unshakable. Becoming undefeatable doesn't mean life will suddenly stop challenging you. Difficulties, setbacks, and unexpected problems will always appear. Stoicism doesn't promise a life without struggle. Instead, it teaches you how to face those struggles without letting them break you. Stoicism transforms the way you see the world. Instead of reacting emotionally to every obstacle, you learn to respond with discipline and clarity. Instead of fearing hardship, you begin to see it as training for your character. Instead of chasing approval from others, you focus on building self-respect and strong principles. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the true battle in life is not against external events, but within our own mind. And once you develop this mindset, you realize something powerful. The greatest victory a person can achieve is not defeating others, gaining status, or collecting praise. The greatest victory in life is mastering yourself.